we ran through this real quick. My name is Rishi Kumar, and when Shivam, my son, came up with this idea, I said, hey, that sounds like something that a community would really love to have. And it sounds like he was on the right track based on the turnout. We actually have a lot of different classes that we run here, right? In the community center here, at the senior center, we have many different classes. If you look at the Saratoga Recreation Guide that is rolled out, I think once a quarter. So the summer guide just came out, and we have lots of different camps that are currently conducted here. So you have plenty of options for the summer. But this one is slightly different because what we plan to do is to run a weekly class, and it's not run by adults. It'll be run primarily by kids. And as Shivam explained, the structure would be a little bit of the industry perspective, where we'll get industry speakers to come in. Like today we have a Google executive with us, a good friend of mine, and she's taking the time off to be here. And she'll present the industry insight and provide a little bit of coaching. So I can see a lot of parents here today, so you don't have to be here for every class. And depending on the size, how we do this, we might move to a smaller room or not. We'll figure that out. But the idea is to have it completely kids run and have a lot of collaboration, right? I mean, that's how Shivam wants to run it. He says no interference from grown-ups, which is perfectly fine, right? Let's create a collaborative environment. The grown-ups are there to provide our perspectives, our insights, whenever they need help. But for the most part, we'll be hands-off, right? And also, when you look at the high school, right? Who's from the high school? Who's in a high school today? Or going to be in a high school in August? How many high school students? Plenty of high school students. Now, you have lots of clubs in high school, right? So you might already be part of a club. But how this is differentiated is this is like a weekly gathering, and we'll all get together. And also the industry perspective that you may not likely get in your high school, right? So we'll try to create and also make this fun, right? When you meet up Sunday afternoon at 3 or 4, depending on what slot we come up with, or maybe it's 5, we'll run this on a fairly regular basis and create this as a fun, interactive environment for the learning, for the collaboration, and it'll be an equal sharing opportunity. Every kid who's participating will have a chance to express their thoughts, their ideas, the happenings from Silicon Valley. So that was the intention of Shivam as he charted the course of this. There is also a website that Shivam pointed out, so what should we do next? I'll give the mic back to Shivam. But if you have any, maybe we'll take a couple questions on this. If anybody has any questions, especially the kids, Shivam will be here to answer the questions, and then we'll move on to the next speaker.
Yeah, so first, are there any questions that you guys have right now?
Is the presentation available online somewhere?
I will post it on the Facebook group and the Google group, so you can view it. Okay.
I have a computer, but what if someone doesn't have it?
Oh, it's fine. We'll make sure that you'll still be able to see what's happening from the speakers and what they're presenting. So if you have a computer, you can also help your other friend with a computer, and you can both work on it. Depending on how it works out, we'll usually keep it Sunday afternoon. It'll be 3 or 4 p.m. Can you repeat that? Yeah, it'll probably be on the App Store, Android App Store, or the Apple App Store. Any other questions? Okay, so now I'll introduce our industry speaker, Mrs. Archana Krishna. So she is a senior engineering manager at Google. She has a master's degree in computer science at Rice University and the University of Houston. And she's been working at Google for close to 11 years. So she started working on the Google Display advertising platform, and now she's working with the analytics team. So she is here to talk about us with her working at Google. So let's welcome her to the stage.
While Rishi is trying to get my presentation up and going, I first want to thank Shivam very much for having considered me to come here and be the first speaker. I was very surprised to see this email from Shivam on Friday, and I was like, what is he talking about? And what is, because my kids are really young still, they're 3 years and 7 years, so I'm not yet exposed to this kind of community yet. But it's wonderful to see how many kids have come today and their interest in computer science and programming. I joined Google, like Shivam mentioned, 11 years back, and when I joined Google, it had just gone public. It was very, it was still catching up. People were unaware like how big it's going to grow and what is the kind of opportunities that are ahead. But at the end of the day, it was more about what Google believed in and did they really keep up to what they promised when they interviewed me, and the culture they promised that they would try and keep up to. 11 years has gone by. I would say that not much of the culture has changed, which is wonderful because people want this open culture, open community kind of atmosphere where you can be innovative and actually continue to grow. So that is something Google has done a tremendous, they've put in a lot of effort to try and keep that going. So I'm just going to get started.
Archana, you want to get up on stage?
Oh, how would I? Oh, you, okay, thank you. So it was interesting that Shivam, when he sent me an email, it was so well structured, the email. It actually felt like he's trying to tell me what I have to come and talk about, which was perfect because in such a short period of time, you want some guidance on how things have to be done. And the first thing he wanted to do is, like, he wanted me to kind of give you guys an idea, like, the different products that are available in Google. How many of you use Google for most of your search-related stuff? Wonderful, so happy to hear that. How many of you use the voice search more than the web search? Very nice, nice. Next time I come here, I'm hoping that there'll be more hands up for voice search because they're doing a lot of innovation in that space, and they're trying really hard to try and see can we be more proactive in coming up with answers. And Google Now is something that is the Google Now team is working really hard towards this. And there is another, I don't know how many of you got a chance to look at the Google I/O presentations, but the Now on Tap is another really cool effort that Google is trying to innovate around. So these are sort of the products that I just picked, hoping that most of you might have gotten some exposure to. And the few ones I really want to call out is YouTube, Chrome, and Google Search, and Gmail. Just to give you a little history to Gmail, how it works in Google is you have an opportunity to take 20% of your time, which is like 1 day a week, to go do something cool, something innovative that you can think of. And there were 2 engineers who decided that, you know what, they're so tired of the way the whole email client works back in those days, and they just wanted something where everything is structured better and can be easily searched and things like that. So they came up with Gmail as their 20% project, and today we have close to about 800 million active users on Gmail, which is pretty cool. Maps, I'm sure most of your parents, when they drive, they try to use that for their navigation, so you must have heard a lot about the navigation systems and the Google Earth, and also the Street View. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. It's pretty cool. Next slide, please. I do want to call out the Google's mission because I think as real, the next generation folks, which is most of you, you must be thinking, like, what was the mission when Google first came into this whole business, right? And I want to read this out, which is, it is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. You must be thinking, gosh, that is too many words for me. The main thing I want to call out is there is so much information out there in the world today. You just can't imagine, like, if you want to search on something, you need a very trustworthy resource, because you can't search on something and go to your school and mention it to your teacher, and your teacher says, gosh, are you sure that's the answer? And you should not feel embarrassed, right? And as the world continues to evolve, you need to make sure all of this information is kept up to date and you have all of the information available. And so now with the whole evolution towards mobile, and I'm so interested to see like what apps you guys come up with, it's really important for us to continue to innovate in the space of organizing the world's information and making sure that as more and more apps come into the world, into your mobile, because most of them have smartphones like I do, it's important that even at the apps level, you can search and you can come up with good answers to your questions. The next thing I want to mention here is we always want to focus on the user and all else will follow. What we mean by that is we really care a lot about users' trust. We do care about what users see, how they use the service and all of that stuff, right? Something happens to your account, something happens to your privacy, security information, it's going to be a problem to Google and to you as an individual. So we want to make sure that users are happy, and that's our main focus all the time. Next slide, please. So Shivam asked me to mention a little bit about what is the culture like at Google, right? Like let's say tomorrow, 10 years from now, you guys, most of you hopefully will be in Google, and Google will still be a thriving company. So I do want to mention a few things that I have highlighted in bold. So we hire people who are smart and determined, and we favor ability over experience. What I mean by that is we hire students fresh out of school. We don't really look for people who have like 10 years of experience, 15 years of experience. Not really. We actually look for smart, energetic, excited, motivated, all of those in an individual. And if you're interested in problem solving, you're the right person for our company. And we want to make sure that we continue to help you guys understand all of the different opportunities that are available in Google. The other thing is it's a very open culture. So every Thursday, the founders of Google, they come on the stage just like this. They're very fun-loving. They like to make jokes. They just stand here in front of all of you. If you are sitting in that auditorium, you can ask questions to them. You can help them understand like what are some of the things that are concerning you or you are really curious to find out more about. And we also use this opportunity once a week to call out the latest launches that Google has been working towards and what is the user feedback on some of those launches. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to know very much as the founders know what's going on in the company, everyone in the company who works for Google knows what's going on in the company. So it's a very open culture philosophy that is practiced. And yeah, next slide, please. I do want to call out that so there is something called a Fortune magazine, and they do a survey every year based on a bunch of things, right? Like, what are the benefits? How well do they take care of you? What opportunities do people have? What is the diversity like? Women, men, different, from different countries. What is the the growth itself of Google and things like that. So for the last 5 years, I would say, till 2014, we've been called the best company in Bay Area, actually in the world, because most of the Silicon Valley companies are pretty much the IT companies, right? And so it's pretty amazing to see that Google has been called out as the best company, and I'm hoping they continue to do that. Next slide. Thank you. So when it comes to launching new products, right, like I mentioned, Gmail was a 20% effort. So the way it works is, let's say, you have some cool idea, right, and you're gonna try it out, and you'll be like, okay, right now I've tried it on 10 users. Now I want feedback how it's gonna work on 5,000 users. Is my app going to crash, or is it going to continue to work? Am I going to get all of the data I need? So what we do is, so if once you have a good understanding of what you want to go solve, you try to come up with a good design that scales, because Google is all about scale. You have billions of users who use Google. You want to make sure that when you launch something, it doesn't crash. And you come up with a good design, you try to go build it, and you try to test it as much as you can, and then you give it to a bunch of users. So we have something called dog fooding within Google. So since Google is now 60,000 employees, it's a great opportunity for you, whatever you build, to try and dog food within Google itself and get your early feedback. And once you get that early feedback, you can actually whitelist it to external customers and try to see, like, what is the feedback they're giving you? Do they like what you've built? Do they like the way they are using it? Do they feel that they're getting what they wanted? All of these questions are answered, and then you can actually open it to the wide, wide world, which is the entire community that's out there, to the billions of users, right? So there are a lot of things you need to consider when you're building a product, and you definitely are not the only person doing this. You have usually a team with product managers, program managers, software engineers, engineering managers, all of these people trying to help you. So it's not a one-man show most of the time, it is a community. And that's why it's really important that each of you learn how to work together in a team. And I love what Shivam is doing right now, because he's trying to get you guys together and actually collaborate and come up with something as a team, which is a very good first start, right? Next slide, please. I just wanted to tell you, like, there are lots of opportunities in Google, like jobs. I think the thing that you guys will be most interested in is once you get into college, soon after you finish your first year, and this is for diversity candidates, mainly women, after they finish 1 year in college, they can apply for an internship in Google, which is wonderful. And once you finish 2 years in college, both men and women, boys and girls, college students can apply for internship, and this is also another great opportunity for you to learn what is available in Google, right? And if you do a good job in your internship, you can actually convert to a full-time as soon as you're done with college. So we get a lot of candidates. So just to give you numbers, right? So last week we had 800 interns that started. And this is a very peak summertime. Usually we start in June and it goes on till September. And every week we'll start seeing hundreds and hundreds of interns joining the company. And this is a best way to build your network, learn about what's available, build up your programming and your knowledge on algorithms and things like that. And then when you come out of the internship, you're just a much more savvy computer science engineer. So you can go to this by just going to jobs.google.com, I think. Or if you go to google.com, there is about us, and then you can look up the careers that are. Yeah, you can just Google it. So next slide, please. So Shivam wanted to find out a little bit about what is the interviewing process like. So I grabbed a few slides here just to help you understand. So this is how you would start off to prepare for your interview. I know you guys are still very young, but you know what? Before you realize, you'll be in college and you'll be preparing for interviews to join the internship program. So it's really important what courses you select when you are in high school and in college, because you want to focus on building up your skills in algorithms and data structures. And C++ and Java are the very commonly used languages in Google. Python is also extremely popular. There are a few other languages like AngularJS and now Dart, which are also becoming really popular. But as long as you are pretty solid in your C++ object-oriented fundamentals and things like that, you should be very confident. The other thing is, it's really important that you, when there are problems to solve, just don't do it in your mind. Actually take a whiteboard, start writing the code itself. So practice as much as you can, because the more you practice, the better you get at writing code. And actually, even if you can run the code and try to debug it and see what sort of problems or failure messages you see, that's also really important. The other thing is, you find a lot of material on Google about interviewing. Like, there are word problems, there are, some really complex analytical problems, then there are the algorithmic problems. Just when you have some time to spare and you just don't know what to do, you're bored, try to start solving such problems. It helps you see what it is like to get yourself thinking in those lines, right? And then if you know someone at Google, all the better. Have them invite you for lunch to Google. Take a tour. Take a tour of Google. There are places in Google where visitors are allowed, and you can actually go and see a lot of demos. And you should definitely feel free to ping somebody who works in Google, go visit, try to meet some engineers, try to ask them some interesting questions, get to know them, right? And summer is the best time because you guys have your schools off, and you're not stressed about your homeworks and things like that. Next slide, please. And during the actual interview, what is really important is when they give you a problem, don't think, oh my gosh, how do I come up with the best solution? No, that's not what we care about. What we care about is what are you thinking right now? How are you approaching to solve the problem, right? You can start with baby steps. And all they want to see is, okay, well, how